So like just about every socially anxious college student who is desperately trying to fit in with everyone else to get the quote-unquote college experience and is trying to participate in every single activity that exists on campus, I've been struggling to find time to get my much needed community service hours. I mean, I'm a full-time student, I'm involved in a couple of clubs and orgs, I have a dog, and I do YouTube. Okay, that may not be an excuse considering how consistent my upload schedule is. And most of us work. Yeah, I know. I am squatting in my apartment that my parents pay for, and I am spending my parents' money. Asian college student 2.0. Am I right, guys? No? Alright, that was a pretty unnecessary flex. Anyways, in just about every single college organization across campus, whether it's a fraternity club or an educational program, community service hours are almost unavoidable. But unfortunately, most of us are unable to squeeze time for it. So what do we do now? Well, I guess we can always donate stuff for service hours, right? I mean, there are tons of charities that would take $20 worth of, I don't know, canned food in exchange for like 5 service hours or something like that. Now, while that's probably more efficient than like a regular service project, if you're actually just trying to grind service hours, since you could probably get around $50 in 5 hours of work before taxes. But I mean, there's still limitations to this, as most charities only offer 5 service hours at maximum, no matter how much you donate. So yeah, unfortunately, if you are not realizing this already, you cannot buy your service hours. Not to mention how most college students need their $20 for dinner. So yeah, I don't think it's very wise to rely on donating for service hours, unless you need them like tomorrow for whatever reason. Anyhow, you're probably asking right now, how do we get service hours the most efficient way possible? Well, let me ask you this. What do you do on just about every single weekday? Go to class, right? Well, at least I hope so. I know some of you guys are skipping. Kudos for wasting your parents' money. Now, what do you do when you're in class? You take notes, right? Well, at least I hope you take notes. Do you see the service opportunity here? Yep, you can be a peer note taker. This is actually very high in demand. You see, there are tons of students with learning disabilities, and a lot of them struggle when it comes to taking notes. This is where you come in. You go to class, take your notes, and you send them your notes. That is pretty much all you have to do. Which is pretty funny because it's not like you don't already do this. I mean, it's not like you don't already share your service hours with your homies or your besties. Why not do it for some extra service hours? So go ahead and search around your school's website. In fact, a lot of schools actually have their own programs that specializes in helping students with learning disabilities. For me personally, I actually got an email from my institution that a student in my class is in need of a peer note taker. Now, coming from an institution with over 50,000 students, I get a ton of emails, and usually I don't open them. Luckily this time, the subject of the email had something related to service hours written on it, so my lazy and curious self thought, hey, this may be a good way to get a bunch of service hours without doing a crap ton of work. And when I read the email, I was intrigued. So the deal is that the amount of service hours I get will be equivalent to the amount of time I spend in class. So basically, if I go to class like 3 times a week for a whole semester, that's almost 50 service hours right there. So yeah, if you need service hours without having to attend a service project or to donate anything, and an opportunity that is available to most campuses across the world, being a peer note taker is for you. However, I still do recommend you to attend a couple of community service projects, because not a lot of organizations only look at the amount of service hours you have. Like, if you're trying to rush for like a fraternity or a sorority or qualify for some club, this will probably get you covered. Because the only reason why most of these fraternities and sororities even require service hours is so that they have evidence that you are not a complete degenerative of a human being, and that you at least subconsciously have some sort of moral to help people. Okay, that was way too deep. Now, if you're trying to get into like a master's program, a second degree program, or for me, I'm trying to get into nursing school, you may actually want to take some time to volunteer in some meaningful organizations, especially if you're trying to get into a health-related professional school. In fact, if you're trying to get into nursing school like me, just donate money to a nursing home or a food drive, and make sure you include that in your essay or your interview. Probably the easiest way to stand out. Great, I just disclosed a method where you can indirectly pay your way into nursing school. I am totally going to heaven for this. Anyways, that's all I have. Let me know what you think about this video in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.